Okay, guys, let's get started here. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes. Yeah, we were very entertained the last 24 hours. It was a lot of fireworks across the market, man. It was a real crazy day, and I just posted a video that kind of just gives a quick market overview for those that want to watch that and not go through the live stream and tell you where you are. But as we go through this, I will try to highlight some key points that as we come up. I don't just the bottom line is I don't think the sell-off is over. I do believe while we did get some really nice distance on the correction, the swings just are missing for me. As you can see, you have this swing that reset the cycle and had a new cycle. You don't. This is your first swing here, so it does look like you need another swing down. The 45-minute actually shows bullish divergence. It doesn't even show this is a wave 3. So again, investors just bought the dip too early. So you don't have capitulation no matter what happens in this X wave, no matter how high it goes. And I think the sense on TV was that too when you listen to the fundamental investment community. They weren't convinced that this was a velo. Kramer wasn't even convinced. So I think a lot of dumb money again bought here, and they're going to get blown up. But it may take a little bit of time. But maybe not. Maybe it's finished. We get this thing over with. So again, SPY looks like we're heading down to this 480 area, which would be a pretty good 618 retrace, which would be perfect for the wave 4 low. If there is a wave 4, the triple Q is the same thing. It's missing a swing. Here, look, if you could see here, you have 5 and a connector and 5. Here you just have your 5 and now you have so you need another swing down. The problem is you're running out of room. So the next area of support would be around 390. But there's a very dangerous situation that could develop in the NASDAQ as you fall back within this pattern. This would essentially be a false breakout on the grand super cycle, which is pretty much what the 5 is. And if we come back in here and close or can't wick back up, we could have uncontrollable selling. And just use your imagination what would happen. So just keep that in mind if you want to be a bottom fisher in technology. I just worry if we breach down into these areas, there's extreme danger potential. But hey, this feels good. It's a nice little bounce, and I'm glad that people got excited about that. And this could even come higher up to 451 tomorrow, fill this gap, and hell, it could even fill this gap. But this would be a short area. This would be an opportunity to short technology again if this materializes tomorrow. And we'll have to wait and see. There's stocks that are not done finished going lower. When I checked, especially like Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft, they still have very clear incomplete swings, and they have not got to the levels you want. So it's very obvious to me the market's going to go lower at some point, no matter what happens here. IWM looks like it finished. I am calling the top in IWM. It looks like it finished an impulse, and we need to get up in this too. Maybe it comes up again, fills these gaps even, but I think you got a big rejection. And the Dow doesn't look like it really has pushed down like I want it. Now we did get the 3 with the divergence erased, but I wouldn't label this as a 1, 2, 3 because it's really just 3 swings. So I think this is a strange looking chart, but what I don't like about it is this: we had this kind of like this end of a wedge with a wedge overthrow, and now you're just kind of back testing that. And I believe maybe we're waiting for some earnings or something, and then hopefully this back test fails and we can finally get that wave 3 in the Dow. The Dow really hasn't been that weak. We want to see that follow through on the Dow down here. Okay, and then I'll just show Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is also bouncing, I believe, one more low. Here needs to happen. You have 4-hour, you actually have bullish divergence between this peak and that peak, so we did not get capitulation. So we probably have one more swing down. I still think 4240 is the right area. And B could really push up to even 62,000, but I believe it's going to fail at some point. And it could take a while because as you saw, W took quite a while here to play out. So this could really morph into a lot of different things here. But I think eventually you'll get one more push down in Bitcoin, and you have to hold this level. If you break this level, then you're in a very bad situation in crypto. I'll just say that. And then just real quick, the Nikkei looks like to me it's got here it's got a pattern. I look at it as a 1-2-1-2, and this is, if it's going to fail, it should fail right around here. You have this gap in this ABC, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at ABC. So I'm looking for it to fail right around here and start another journey lower. And believe it or not, that would be wave 3, which would be even worse than what we've seen, if you can actually imagine that. And this is kind of the line in the sand, this trend line for the Nikkei. Once this breaks, there'll be no more talk of a wave 4. Wave 4 will not exist in people's language. It will definitely be a flat at that point, a B, and it will just kind of impulse down into the abyss. So I look at this again, and you have bullish divergence. So this is not a 3. This is not a WXY. It's not an ABC, because you did not take this peak out. So this looks like to me a classic 1-2-1-2 setup for now. But again, maybe I'm wrong. And let's pray for the world I'm wrong, because this will probably be catastrophic if this plays out, what I'm showing. Oil looks like it's getting close to a sell area again, and oil has not capitulated. We have not even seen its big move down. That implies the indices have not pushed down like I think they need to. Silver, the same thing, should get a 5. We're impulsing down, or this could be a 1-2-1-2. Now, the thing I want to mention is everyone's watching the yen. The yen right now looks like it's finished its 3 waves down. I'm looking for a connector wave. And again, this could be really shallow. It does not have to look like I have it here, but this is a more classic view. And then I would expect at least one more swing down. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And again, you didn't erase divergence here, so most likely it's still going lower, which would be the yen will still strengthen more. It's not done. The VIX here actually did not get to our buy area today. I wanted to buy it here. We fell short. So there could be an opportunity later to buy it if the market really wants to pump tomorrow down at 20. But for now, this is a dangerous pattern. And I mentioned on my video, I Googled ChatGPT on what happened on 1987. What was the VIX? They said it back calculated the VIX to be 85 on that day. And I said, what was the VIX the day before? It was in the mid 30s, back calculated. It's where it closed. And it started in Asia, just like we see today. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but the VIX may not be done its cycle. It may still be in the impulse up, or it's not all clear yet. It's not all clear. So we got to be careful. Don't be too complacent. If you look at the UVIX almost took out this high. This would have definitely, if this high would have got taken out, it would have actually generated a sequence that would have pushed us up into the 30s. That would have definitely got the VIX up to the 80s or higher. So you got to be really careful. And actually, it almost hit the buy area. I was going to try to buy this today, and I just didn't hit where I wanted it, so I left the trade. But if we do want to take another swing down, I will like to buy the UVIX or UVXY if we do want to take another swing down. But I'm telling you, if we take this high out, guys, technically this whole swing has been reset, and with this whole move, so this would project the target much higher. So it'd be super dangerous. It would bring it up almost to 100. Okay, another big 50% move like we saw today. So just showing you guys, it's not, if you guys followed, people saying just put your whole stack in, you just took a lot of risk. You took a lot of risk. The futures, here the Dow could find a reversal here. Looks like we're trying to push up higher. The NASDAQ should maybe fill this gap here. Should be getting close. Looks like you have 1, 2, 3, a connector. It may even push a little bit more. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. ES looks like it should push up to here, somewhere around here in this area. the Russell a little higher. So it does look like we got a bounce happening. It should continue. And then the 10-year guys here should continue higher, but I would expect that to continue its journey lower once we get to this area. And it seems like as we've gone down, it's been risk off in the market. So this may be another way to time risk off in the market. And we also have the dollar index shouldn't push in wave 5. And then if that is a wave 3, this will be dollar strength. And that would have to, if this was supposed to help the market, this will hurt it. So now we'll have two things working against the market that we didn't have. Yen strength and dollar strength potentially coming, a true risk-off scenario. So let's see. We'll just kind of keep an eye. So we got this relief rally connector. I expect it to fail. I expect it to fail. How it plays out, can't tell you exactly. But everyone's got to take a chance and try your luck at the casino and see what you get. See what happens. I won't be long until we get to these lower areas. I would look for longs down here at 480, the triple Qs down here or in this area if we wick back up. IWM, I won't touch it. Dow Jones, I would maybe down in this area here, and hopefully that's where we could buy energy. Maybe we'll need to wait and see. All right, guys, let's go to your super chats and questions. All right, AG. Let's go to AG. Let's take a look at some of these stocks and see what happened. It was a wild day. A lot of targets, a lot of stop losses were missed. So we're going to have to really take another look at a lot of these charts to make sure we're not too bullish here. So this one looks like we have 3 and a connector. And so as long as this low holds, there's a possibility that it found support here. There's a chance. But I would definitely stop out of this trade at 415, and then it could have a big meltdown. But this chart is still valid as long as this holds here. Dogecoin, I mentioned if it broke that low, that was pretty important. That would pretty much be detrimental technically to it. Let's see what happened, and we did break that low. So I would not want to trade this anymore. The reason being now you have a connector wave here. That ends it, and we'll go lower. This was an ABC connector wave. That's what happened here, and now we got to go lower. So we're going to look how long that took. It's going to take the same amount of time. So I'd be looking for short setups in Dogecoin if you can short it in 3 waves. So it looks like you may have a short opportunity coming here, right around this area at 11 cents. 12 cents if it can get to this if it can make it up that high. So that would be where I would like to short that. You have the divergence here, very subtle. So this is a full impulse down. So this would be your 1, 2. So this should be like a 1, 2, and then you may see lights out. Something like that. Okay. So I'd be looking to short that right in this area. And then lights out. Thanks for the super chat. Bitcoin, yeah, fortunately Bitcoin bounced too early. People just couldn't help themselves and bought the dip, and that prevented capitulation, which means that it's trapping more buyers that will eventually probably sell at resistance and break through some of these key resistance. That's just my thinking out loud. If I go to the 45-minute, I'll show you what I mean. The 45-minute chart here. Let's see here. Where are we? Or is it the 4-hour? It's one of these. I was just looking at it. Here, 4-hour. This, you have bullish divergence. This should have capitulated down, and because of that, it's likely using my system. We're going to go lower to take out this divergence here. So this is not. This is incomplete. We do have 5 down. So you're right. We have 5 down. So we have a B wave connector. And it's tough to say where it can go. I'll just give you a classic entry for a potential short opportunity. If this is the right way to look at the correction, 59,000, 60,007, somewhere in this area. That again, this would be a classic 3-wave move. It could also be a triple and be already finished. It could, so I don't know how it will play out, but I do think it's at some point will break down. For another low down to this area, of support, which is really kind of the line in the sand, 42,000, 40,000. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I would be, I guess you could try to short that in this area if you want to try that. Try that play. And you have massive hidden bearish divergence already. There's people selling into this pump pretty hard. So I don't know if we'll make it up that high. Maybe we will. Who knows? Also, the B wave can also take many shapes and forms. It could do something like this. So we don't know. So just keep that in mind. Okay. BCHG, it did hit its low, but the swings aren't done. So it's going to go even lower. Bitcoin Cash obviously still needs to push lower. It's in an impulse, which means it's going to bounce and fail and go even lower. So you're going to have like an A, a B, and then a C. So BCHG isn't really tradable. I would not recommend buying it at all. If you could try to short it, I would do that if you can make another push higher to fill this gap. So it looks like to me you have 3 and you're forming a connector, and you will get one more swing down. And then maybe you can finish it and it should finish. And it looks like it needs another swing down, or it may make a 5th wave. So maybe you'll follow the coin. So let's just label it like this for now, where you have a 1, 2, some kind of 3, 4, 5, get a bigger bounce, and then one more low later. Here, I don't like it. Again, you have to keep this in perspective. Look how long W took. Look, 1, 2, big 3 swings. You're only on the first one. You don't even have this yet. You need something like that, so you have now you may be forming that right now. We may be in this right now. That's fine, but then we'll not one more low. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, guys. I really think if people are fooled that this is a bottom, I think you're going to be sad if you thought. I don't think it is. And you even had a lot of people on TV, the fundamental, Pied Pipers, and they were even saying this wasn't ready for a bottom. Kramer even said it. So if his disciples aren't buying, God knows it's going to fail. Then who the hell's buying it then? It's probably just retail dumb money. I mean, that's who's buying it, or systematic traders that are clueless, or shorts taking profit. I don't see how this can be a low yet. I just don't see it. And I just think deep down inside, we have one more push down, but I can't tell you exactly how it will play out. Let's keep going with your super chats. LTCN. LTCN again, like I said, you're going to notice a theme. Everything's going to bounce and fail one more time. Again, look at this wave. You had a big bounce and fail. You're going to need a big bounce and fail. You may have already started that bounce today. If it's a 3-wave move, if it's 5, you'll make one more low and then bounce. But I would believe you're going to bounce and then you're going to fail one more time. It's pretty straightforward, and you can't tell here. It could be a 4 and a 5 out. 16, fail, or it could just be a WXY. You ride it up, 16, fail. Okay, it's one or the other, is what I think. All right. Thanks for the MIGI. Again, we called this, and there's going to be no change. Here it is, 60 cents. And then. So the good thing is you have looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like you may just need one more push lower. You definitely need to take this divergence out. So you need a push lower, and then so it's got more downside. It's definitely got more downside. This is probably like a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup of some kind. It's really tough to say exactly. Maybe we're missing, maybe I could force it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a 1, 2. Why don't we just do that for now? I'm still looking for 3, 4, 5. All right, thanks for the super chat. Core, like I said, guys, you need to be thinking. Core may be in the buy zone. I'll take a look at it. I'm not thinking what to buy. I'm thinking what to short. And I said that days ago, 3 or 4 days. I kept saying, I keep pounding the table. You have to get out of your mind what to buy. You have to think what to short right now. Okay, I'm just telling you guys, it's hard to do because the market has conditioned you to buy the dip so much. But this has been you've been blown up if you've done that. Okay, so look, we only have a 3-wave move. So right now I look at this as a connector wave. So I wouldn't buy it anymore. It looks like it's just a connector wave that finished in an ABC. So again, the market structure doesn't support a 5th wave. We didn't get it. So I look like you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little small. So maybe you'll get a bounce play coming up here, right around this area at 725. But I would expect it to continue lower. So right now you may have something like this play out, or you can get another 3-wave move down like this down, and then actually maybe you get lucky and get another 3 up. So I do think no matter what happens, I'd like it to come back down to this area here, and then we'll have to wait and see what the market wants to do. But I wouldn't call this is just a corrective move. So I think I wouldn't count on buying the dip here anymore. Baba did the monthly RSI reset. Well, let's look at China real quick. Well, I just show you guys China real quick on the Hang Seng. It's breaking down like we expected, or is it open? Yeah, it's not open. Okay. Yeah, so it looked like it's like a 1, 2, 1, 2, or we're still in 2, and we get an A, B, C up with the rest of this pump tonight. But I do believe we got to go lower here for a lot of reasons. We haven't erased divergence here yet. That's one. I think the 45-minute as well. So to me, it's still got more downside. So that means Baba, I would be foolish to think Baba would go up. So I need to project it going lower. Okay, guys. And if Baba's going lower, we may be running out of room. Let's see. Oh no, we're okay still. So this is still. I would still look for a breakdown going lower. So it's really as simple as that. Did the monthly reset with the April close. The monthly's in danger of break-in, and if it does, then there'll be if this breaks, then it's breaking its all-time low, and it's going to be lights out. Like you don't want to buy it, you want to dump it hard. And in fact, it doesn't seem like that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, look at this. Do you really? I mean, maybe it holds, and it technically could still hold, but don't be shocked if this breaks. And if this low breaks, my next target on Baba, if I still have it on here, yeah, there it is, all the way down there, 20.28, $20. So good luck. Good luck trading that. Now, if that low breaks, it's probably, that's what I say, this is the low. I'm sorry, my bad, 57, that's the low. So we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see if that breaks or not. It's a very tough call. But if that breaks, that's a huge warning sign for the world markets. Right, that's a major stock. It's in all these ETFs all over the place. All right, father of daughters. Yeah, thanks for my house. Yeah, I was so nervous the buyer was going to cancel, and be like, no way, man, I'm not letting you dump your bags. You know, the player got played. You know, and I was like, and so no, it went through, and we're already looking at home prices like they're already being slashed well beyond what I mean. If you're ever selling a house, guys, in a fallen market, you got to take the bid you're going to get because it goes lower, and then you have to go lower. You just chase the market down, and then you regret not taking your first offer. So it's definitely, guys, the market is turned. It's now it's not like a buyer's market. I'm sorry, seller's market anymore. At least in my area, and it was a hot area. So it's changed. And that was a warning sign. That was 3 weeks. That was another thing in the back of my mind. I'm like, I wonder how the market just, kind of abruptly halted in the housing. So housing's getting a little ugly out there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's look at ANF and BA. So ANF is in wave 4 of like a major degree correction. Let's take a look here. ANF. As you can see, we stopped out of that. So didn't work out a lot of, which is why we're in a much higher degree correction. That's the first warning sign. So we are correcting this whole move. Let's look at the monthly. Yeah, so monthly is still good. So it's still wave 4. Let's look for a classical 618 retrace for a typical wave 4. That's where we are right now. I like the weekly cycle reset on that. This seems too quick. So again, I would look for a bounce and failure and then look for a buying opportunity. So I wouldn't like to buy it here. I would like to be more conservative and look for a bounce and failure. And then maybe look for something like this. And the thing is though, there's no guarantee that you'll get this. So you're just gonna have to stick your neck out and buy it if you really want to do that. But I do think it to me it looks like it wants a bounce and failure. That's just what I think. Okay, good luck with that. How did BA do today? Again, the Dow's kind of holding up, the Dow Jones. So that's kind of like more related to the industrials, right, sector, usually. Ooh, look at that. Damn, pretty close. What's the aftermarket? I don't see any after hours data. Well, it's do or die, man. Dude, does it have earnings or something? No, already had earnings. Okay, so if this breaks, then obviously you're still in two, and it's probably a good chance this low will break, and you're going to have catastrophic selling. As the bear flag, it's not really a bear flag, but whatever this bearish consolidation pattern breaks down, our ultimate target, final target was always $49, and I would just have to put the X there and an ABC and relabel it. So very important technically. That would be another warning sign the market is in a lot of danger, is if this fails right here, but it's held up. So I guess you could still be optimistic, right? Hopeful that was just something like this. So let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, 30 over par. Let's look at DHI. Let's take a look. DHI. DH Horton. So it looks like we've done that before. Home builder. Is that a home builder? I think that's what they are. It is in a sell area. Looks like we've got the wave 5 in. So this was another one I think we called perfectly, right? I think we called this pretty well. I mean, guys, it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, major danger, red alert. So at any moment it can end, any moment. So that's it. So we saw this time and time again with so many stocks, and I set for week, days, trade desk, wave 5, Lilly, wave 5, Novo, wave 5. So I'm saying DHI looks like wave 5. Just saying, don't be surprised if it melts down. Let's look at the individual count, and in fact, it could be done already right there. That could have been the high, 185.55 right there. You have the bearish. You have your 3. You have your 3. It may be it. That may be it. Maybe game over. Game over. And God knows how low it will go because it's the grand super cycle, or is it? Oh, you're lucky. You got one more high, one more. So you do get a bottom somewhere. But this, as you can see, this is going to be, the correction's going to be like it was here. So it's going to take a long time, but it should find support for one more high. So there you go. So took that back. So one more high, one more push. Let's look at the 618. If that's the high, we're looking for 115.98 ultimately. That's what I'll be looking for. Good luck on that trade. All right, Florian, let's take a look at your stocks. Mara broke down. I think they all broke down, right? It's pretty obvious they all did. Mara is still not in our buy area. We definitely got this call right here. So I think it's got more downside. You keep erasing divergence. So yeah, this is the right count, but we don't know the shape of the wave yet. If it's going to take, now this, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I could put A here, and then I could put B, comes up more, and then I get C later. Why don't we do that? Again, we're just going to be a little more conservative. Like sometimes this aggressive labeling, is kind of a little too. So we'll do something like that, which should bounce us back up to like 20, and then one more low, swing down is what I would think. Let's look at some divergences and see how it capitulated. Oh yeah, we're not even there yet. See, look. So yeah, whatever's happening here will fail, will go lower. Okay, so I would ignore this area. It's definitely needs to just play out, and it should not breach here, but it's probably going to do, it's got something like that coming. All right, Tesla. Tesla actually hit the buy area we had and bounced, I think, in like 24 hours. Boom. Okay, so here again, we have a bounce, a connect, fail. So we have a bounce. So we need one more swing down to finish this, to really finish this bounce. In my opinion, this is probably a WXY kind of correction. So I'm looking for something like that. Again, this X can go high. It could be 3. It could come back up to 220 even, and then another low, and then it should bounce. Then it should stabilize, right? That's what I'm looking for here. Okay. Good luck on that. Airbnb. That's one we haven't done in a. I don't think we've done that one in a long time. What's going on with Airbnb? We did call the buy here. We got 5 swings up. Well, let's take a look at it. You know, there's not enough chart data to properly analyze it. So you know, so there's a couple things. Let me redo this again, because it's been a long time since I've looked at this. 3 down, 3 up, flat. Okay, so I had it as a flat. So so it's a flat. And we're saying it's finished off this low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. Oops, did we lose our? Yeah, we lost it. Yeah, you know, so for Airbnb, again, is this the shortest or not? That's a tricky part right there. Is that the shortest? It looks pretty short to me. Yeah, you can't, so I can't label it that way. So I have to label it as 3, 3, 3. So I have to label it as corrective. And then this as corrective. So this is tough because it could easily make another correction higher. It could easily do this again, or it could just melt down. So we just don't know. I think there should be a bounce play coming. Just looking at the chart, looking at that level of capitulation we just saw. And it's in the buy area right now. But this would be a very big gamble to try to play it like this, to play for that, because it may not happen. This could easily be like a 1-2, 1-2 and just melt down. So we don't know exactly how it will play out. This is definitely one where it's like flip the coin, play it, you know, is it red or black? What's your call? It's tough. I think I'm more bullish because look at now. See, this is what we want to see, guys, on the bottom, by the way. Look at that capitulation, right? Even on the 4-hour. Good. So with that kind of capitulation, I bet we're going to bounce out of this. It's just because I don't see how you're going to get any more selling to even exceed that. Like it needs like a relief rally. All right. Thanks again for the super chat. Obid. Okay, yeah, let's look at GME. So yeah, GME did bounce in our buy area that we had. Again, it was always it's a risky trade to buy it there, but you know, you got to take risks in markets like this to make money, and you got to be nimble, right? So there was a long trade. The question is will it hold up or not? But at least you have a pivot now you could try to trade off of. So you did reset the cycle. It did hold the 18. Like I said, this was the buy area. Let's look at some other signals. Let's go to the divergences and check them out. You know, It's okay. You know, that's only the 45. Let's look at the 4 hour. That's pretty good. All right, let's look at the 45 again. You're about to get cycle reset. So yeah, you have a tradable pivot. That's good. Okay, if you're a GME, you need to be above 1872, or I would definitely not. I would definitely stop. If I was long, so you could try to play the long side on this. If it may be a counter trend, you know, and it just does its own thing, or the market's a bottom, then I'm wrong. But if we do break this low, it's probably game over for the stock. I just, you know, not a game over. It's just going to come back down into this area here, back down into this area, more than likely. But it did hold It did hold the technicals, and this, see, you have 1 2 3 1 2 3. See, this wave has nice symmetry. Like you have the, yeah, see, very different. So this one, yeah, I could talk myself into it. Maybe it's gonna rally. Maybe it's gonna rally. You know. Okay. So yeah, good luck on that. Good luck on that. You know, if we do pull back, you know, let's say this is an impulse and we pull back, try to take a long position and put your stop loss at 1872. You've got just a little, very little risk and possibly tremendous reward. Why not? Let's try it, you know? What the hell? And I may actually try that myself. And if we can, if it pulls back, just like what, you know, why not? Because now you have something you could trade against, which is like a better way to trade versus trying to bottom fish it. But I'll just see what happens. But yeah, that is good. What did DJT do today? Let's see. How did that fare? Because we did not want to see it at retrace. Oh, it went down. Okay, you see what happened here, and you broke that low. That's not good. Because this bounce reset the cycle in 3. So obviously it's got to go lower, but you're running out of room. So I would label this as a WXY. So I'll still, like, we're gonna have to redo the labeling, but I would say it's bearish, guys. Now it's bearish. I would definitely say we're still in 2 of some kind. More than likely that low is going to break. This looks like 3 up now. So again, I'm just going to try to relabel this so that everyone can kind of see what I'm seeing here. You know, and then this is a shallow connector. And then you'll find some bottom somewhere. Let's see here. Wow, it's even worse than I thought. It's even worse than I thought. Well, maybe Trump's fortunes are actually not that good right now. I don't know. If this isn't a gauge of how popular he is, I don't know. It may have nothing to do with that. I'm just, you know, I have no idea. Yeah, so let's we gotta relabel this as bearish. Um, this looks like 3 down, so we just kind of take our time here. 3. And then we'll push down. Maybe 1351 is your new target. But see, it's got to hold this low now. So you're going to retest this low, but I bet it's going to break. And then it's just a meltdown. It's like a go to zero, like, or something. I don't know. Um, but I think this has to play out, and you have to hold this low at 1268, or it's a technically broken chart. No matter how you feel about Trump or his stuff, but I'm just showing you what I'm looking at. It's the only way I can label it. So yeah, it just looks pretty bearish to me. All right, good luck on that. Sava and AMC. Let's see, Sava. Let's see, Sava. Sava got the short area. So hopefully you got your short in. I mean, I've been giving this update for last week, right? So if you've got your short, you made a ton of money already. Take some profit, put your stop, and then it's house's money. I think it's going to melt down from here. All right. Good luck on that. Now, if we take this high out at 43, I would close it, and then it's some kind of impulse off that low, and it's a whole different. This is completely wrong and needs to change, but I wouldn't change it. It reacted exactly how I would have expected it to. AMC. How's that doing? Yeah, see, we broke it. See, this is what I'm saying. The market's so bearish, guys. It's breaking a lot of technical pivots. So again, we have to hold that low. It looks like to me that's a connector. So you have your 3, a connector, and down. You did erase divergence. Okay, so technically this could be a 3-swing move, but if you look at this leg, it's missing. So more than likely it's coming back down. But let's just be hopeful and just say it's bullish off of 441. I think as long as you're above 441, there's still a chance. I guess there's still a chance. But once that 441 breaks, it's a meltdown. It's another meltdown down to $2. Okay. And again, I don't make the market. I know people love this stock, but unfortunately, in market, somebody wants this market to go down bad, whether it's yen carry or whatever your reason. This is what we're seeing is kind of a very, historic type of price action in some ways, with how the intensity, how the VIX built so quickly. It'll be, like I said, it's gonna be interesting the next 2 to 3 days what happens. And we do have that bomb incoming from Iran. I don't think the markets are going to be very euphoric. I mean, did they cancel the bombing? Is that why we're up tonight? Did someone follow the news in Iran? Did they change their mind? Uh-oh, this may have already turned. So yeah, I don't know. Is the war off or something? Like, is this market participants being totally like complacent right now? Like totally clueless? Like, don't they know like there could be like World War III breakout in the Middle East in the next 24 to 48 hours? Like, who's to say that it gets out of hand? You think the market's going to pump if bombs are going off and God forbid a nuclear weapons fired because somebody gets, gets all, bent out of shit? Like, that's what I'm saying, guys. You don't know. No one knows the future. But I guess the market tonight is like forgot there was a war about to happen in the Middle East. It's about to go, could be going up unless they canceled it. I just don't know the news. I just don't know the news. Game over. I think not yet. It's not. I mean, I can call it with the monthly cycle break and the intensity and where we are, but I would feel better. I think most technicians, once we breach 408 and we close below it, I think most of them are going to call the end of a major cycle, and they would probably start saying tech is in a multi-year bear market, which is essentially to me the end of the grand super cycle. I think that's what will happen. But that's what I'm thinking now. If we break, now I would be say if we break through it, that's okay. If we can wick back in, cool. Then there could be, you could get this extension in 5 scenario. Okay, possible. It's not 4 anymore. It would either have to be an extension in 5 as a 1, 2, and it goes like parabolic, or in a 3 of 5 as 5 extends, or it's a meltdown. Okay. Yeah, see, this is a trend line. It's not perfect, but it's kind of close enough. And in fact, if I made it perfect, we've already breached and back tested it right here. I'll have to redraw that. But anyway, very interesting chart. And I just did GME, so hopefully you heard that. Good evening, Popcorn Tuner. Thanks for the big super chat, man. STRW. Let's take a look at STRW. STRW. And that's a new one. I thought we had that one already. Guess we didn't. Strawberry Fields. Okay, cool. All right, some kind of ag play, I guess. So it's always good when you break the high, but it could always become a flat and then come back down and then rip higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it looks like the flat is in play here. But I believe it, no matter what happens in this flat, it will come out of it to the upside in the future. But like I said, it will be painful soon as this plays out. And it looks like it's about to do that. And then Nintendo. All right, I'll try to find the ticker if I can find it. Inten. We'll try this one, Japanese. What the hell, right? Let's see here. And then I put the 3 and the 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is done. And we have divergence. So it's wave 1. So we'll be looking to go back down to like 3920. And look, it's melted down. That's a perfect, I mean, that's how you would expect it to end, right? Boom, meltdown. Welcome to the end of the grand super cycle of Nintendo. We don't have monthly confirmation yet. If we could break this pivot here, boom, then you have the confirmation. So again, maybe it extends in 5 and you get lucky. But it doesn't it looks very ugly. You don't even have, looks like wave 1 isn't even done. Looks like you're still in wave 1, or maybe you could say 3 of 1. You're in wave 3. You're in wave 3 of the first wave down, which should bounce and then fail again and again and again. So good luck to you on that. AMC and GME, I've already charted that. Hopefully you got that chart, and put it in the chat if you need me to do it again, Edgar. All right, Mike. Apple. So I do have a problem with Apple. Let me go back to it. A couple things going on with Apple. Again, 1, 2, 3, but you just have 1. Now here's your 2. We need 3. So I do think we got another push lower, but we're in this like connector. So it could actually come back up to 217, 220, but I think it's going to fail and go down one more time, and then find a different area of support. I'm thinking the next target area for me would be like the 185, 84 area. So that's what I'm looking for. And I also believe, as you see, you did not erase divergence. So again, investors just wanted to buy the dip so bad, but don't worry, they will capitulate eventually. The 4-hour looks okay, but still not oversold. This is kind of the indicators the Kramer crowd's looking for. See, it's not, the 4-hour is not even showing oversold yet. So it's like, it's too soon. The people got too excited to buy, so they've prevented so there'll be more selling. The sellers will come and it will push it lower. Okay, no matter what happens. Now again, it could pump in this ABC, but maybe it's finished. I don't know. Let's look at the after hours action. Yeah, see, it wants to come back up. Look, you have 1, 2, it wants to come up here, right? It really does. But we'll see if it can do that. But I think one more low is what's going to happen. Okay, good luck on that. WFC, let's look at that. Wells Fargo. Um, so we had, looks like we did this chart a long time ago. My chart got messed up a little bit. Yeah, what was I doing here? Let me go back and redo it. All right, so this looks like the super cycle right there, grand super cycle correction right there. 1, 2. Well, look, this is the monthly. It's got to make a fifth wave. Now, if we break this monthly, it's a flat in 2. A, B, C. Super crash. And that's what it looks like is happening. So it could be, I'll give you just 2 options. It's either this, that, or it's what I had here, and it's this. You get that 5. And then a big pullback. And then we go higher. Okay, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot, like I said, a lot of people in the market right now have wave 4, 5 hopium. So I hope, for the sake of the chart and the sake of Wells Fargo, it makes another high. And I do believe it looks like we're in an area where it should make a stand, right? It looks like a good area. And you hope it makes a valiant effort to not fall through this level. So we'll have to wait and see, but watch that monthly. If you look at the weekly cycle, it's still okay. So maybe it's good. Maybe you get this fifth wave. Okay, who knows? I don't know. I think though it can't have another day like it may have had the last couple of days. Like it can't keep going down. If it does, then it's a flat, and it's like a meltdown scenario. Okay. Mara, I did that earlier. I'm not sure if you saw that, but Mara was missing. Mara needs to bounce. I'm calling this just like a 5 waves down. And this is more conservative. I can make it even more bearish, but I'll just say we're in B, and maybe B could push back up to $20, but I think it's got one more swing lower after that, and then it could find a low, is my opinion on Mara. All right, Walton Cheese, let's take a look at your stocks. 8035. This is called Tokian Electric. Oh no. Yeah, I bet a lot of Japanese stocks look like this now, the end of the grand super cycle. We got to go to a monthly. Yeah, technically it may not be the end of the world yet, but it's getting there. Like you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, wave 5, you lose the whole thing, and that's what you're doing. So we'll go all the way back down. I think you have to assume that's what's happening, okay? But it doesn't usually go in a straight line. Maybe it bounces and then comes back down, or maybe it just crashes on down. Like I can't predict the future, but it looks like it's finished. But you can't call the cycle over until this is taken out here by the RSI, and that means wave 5 could extend. Potentially, technically. So I just don't know. But I mean, that seems a little too bullish, right? So we'll see how it plays out. All right, 7751. Canon. All right, looks like we've done that one before. All right, so we did we get the so like the rest of the market, we need the 5, right? We're missing the 5 everywhere. So, but here's another one. Again, could I do this and say it's finished? Sure. But this is like not good for Elliott wave theory. So you would want one more high, but then when it's done, then this whole thing has to correct, and there's a lot of white space to correct it. Now, if this doesn't do that, then it's another flat of some kind off of this high. Is like an A, B, C, and we'll come all the way back down to 1201. And we still could come all the way back down. So either way is pretty bearish. Let's look at the longer time frames. The weekly cycle broke, and so did the monthly cycle. So I think, I think again, it's probably just hopium that the 5 is coming. I think the more realistic is it's a flat, a major flat like the market itself, and it's going into to see some pain. And it could be a run-in flat, guys. These flats can be a run-in flat. This doesn't have to go below this level. It could actually, it just needs to finish an impulse, okay? And then wherever that finishes, and sometimes it finishes soon before the low. Sometimes so I don't know. But I think it's clear to me the cycle's over, and we only made it up in 3 swings. So I'll call it a flat. Sorry about that. It looks like it got wiped out. It's a wipeout for Canon shareholders coming up. ASML. Let's see. I didn't see it. I must have went by it. Oh, there it is. It's another stock that shows the market. Let's see. We haven't made the low here. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we have 1, 2. So again, this stock is telling me the market hasn't bottomed yet. Don't get too happy. Now we could still be in 2, okay? But this is obviously not finished. So good luck on that. Then WOSG. Did we do that one? Watches of Switzerland. All right. Let's see here. How's that going? Ooh, not good. Yikes. Guess nobody's buying watches with the the Apple Watch, right? A little tight wave 4 and 5 here. We'll just call it an impulse. See, that takes out this low. Looks like an A, B. It looks like a 1, 2, 1, 2. It's in like a death pattern. Yeah. So I think it's just grinding out this impulse. Somewhere it will end. Probably why don't we say it ends? Because I bet there'll be a technical support right around this area. Let me see if I can get it right here. Like 98. So maybe this impulse could time and end at 98, and you get a big relief rally. But this rally should fail, and it looks like it's just heading into the abyss, or some kind of like A, B, C, and if it still exists by then, perhaps it could come back to its former glory. But this doesn't look good. Looks like the Apple Watch has killed this company for whatever. I just assume that's what happened here. So Solana, we called that right, guys. We got it. Solana, we nailed it. I told you guys not to FOMO in that shit. And I saw it melting down the other night. Let's see what, again, did the investors let it capitulate, or did they buy the dip too soon? Looks like to me we're forming our first bounce, so we need one more swing down. So we're almost there to the buy area at $90. It looks like we have our first our B wave taking shape. That should fail somewhere and come down. So I don't know where exactly we'll end up with it, but I do believe it's got more downside, And again, you didn't take the divergence out. You got to get that capitulation. So just, you know, I don't know if I would short it. I guess if you're aggressive, you could short it. If you like, want to, take some risk, I'll show you the short setup. And again, it's always risky to short, especially a chart that looked just like the one that I'm looking at, like 152, 158. I'll have to wait and see if that takes place for that push lower. I'll have to see if that happens or not. All right. Can you please show the complete chart long? So that's short term. All right. Long term, I think we were still. Let me see. It's a mess, but I'll try to. I don't want to lose it because we did so well with Solana. Solana was one of these charts. My original followers, we shorted Solana here, guys, and that was a huge opportunity. And we actually, I don't have the box, but we did call the low in Solana. So Solana is a 1-2, right? And a 1-2. So if this can hold and this structure holds, Solana, I guess theoretically will go to the moon, and you want to buy it. This pattern will complete, and it should go to the thousands of dollars a unit, a coin or whatever. This actually looks like a very bullish chart to me. I know it's a mess, but just look at it as a 1-2, 1-2 setup. And I see good Elliott wave bullish pattern. Like it looks okay to buy. Like, so yeah, if you could get it for 80, 60 bucks, hey, why not? Because I think no one thought it would survive down here. I mean, it got all the way down to like 10 bucks and it made it out of the abyss. So people want to buy it. So I think it will find support here. Here's a wave 4. So, but again, I was warning you about this drop, guys. And we got it. Here it is. Now, I think it just needs one more push lower. Is all we need. Is one more push lower. Okay. So, if it's a wave 5, I look for bullish or bearish divergence between the peak of 5 and to the peak of 3, wave 3. If I see the divergence, then it confirms the 5th wave. Typically, I also look at, how strong it was there gaps, that type. I just look at the nature of it too a little bit. But I mostly want to see that divergence show as a 5th wave, which should be weaker than the 3rd wave. So I went through all the super chats. All right, let's I could stay on a little bit longer. I'll go to crowd, I'm just going to kind of try to randomly pick some that you guys have asked here. So CrowdStrike called the catastrophic flat as soon as we broke this pivot here, and then I don't see why it would not play out. So we're looking to retest at this low at 93. It's going to be choppy on the way down. And look, we broke I mean, this is obviously was a big trap. But odd, very unusual chart, but that's how I would interpret the Elliott wave pattern. So I would still look for an impulse down. Okay, you see how you could see this 1, 2, 3, 4 clearly? You could see the swing. So you're going to need to see clear 3, 5 swings. So we haven't even made wave 1. We haven't even finished 1. Maybe we're going to finish 1, but I think it's got something like that coming. Okay. Let's look at Roblox. I thought it had earnings come out. So Roblox made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a real tight pattern here. It could see more downside down to 29. To keep this bullish case alive, we need to really stay above 29.66. But as you can see, it could still, grind lower a little bit. Mobileye, let me look at that real quick. stopped out on that. So let's take a look. Let me get rid of some of this so I can see what I did here. So that's a connector. Yeah, that's the connector. All right. So you got something like this in play. But you see how long that took and how short that is. So it just seems like it's too early to get too excited. I would probably be looking to short this on 3 waves. It doesn't look good. It's not a healthy looking chart. It almost looks like a go to zero chart to me, but uh, 953 would be the next area that it could find a bottom. But I want to see like a bounce and a failure. If we just go straight down, that's not good actually because we need some of these swings to play out a little bit. But I'll just leave it like that for now. All right, Winston. Yeah, let's take a look. Hang Seng. Okay. Yeah, Hang Seng is getting close to technical support area, but I'll look at a couple more things for you and see if we have some clues. Uh, so, like I said with the Hang Seng here, this too could be ABC. I'll give you that target just in case. That would bring us back up to fill that gap here. So just be careful you don't get trapped in that. Now there is a chance that's a 1-2, 1-2, right? That would be a big ready for a big move down if it's like a 1-2, 1-2, right? That's also possible. And if you're short, that's what you're hoping for. But I can't tell you which one it's going to be. Now we could try some of the other. Let's take a look at some of the ETFs and see if there's clues in some of the leveraged ETFs. Sometimes they tip their hand based on the market. So the YNN is through the buy area. We have 3 waves down. So there's your bounce. So we need, yeah, we're going to push lower for sure. And Y, there's your bounce. So do you see how this broke that low? So yes, this is showing me it should still go lower, which means Hang Seng. So I would say if the YNN gets to 1557, you may want to really think hard about closing out your short because I'll be buying more than likely the YNN here. And most traders probably will too. Even against this low at 13. If it can make it down there. So what's the other one I think? YANG. Yeah, this one came up and double corrected higher, and then it melted down. Okay, so see this. So this gives us a clue. I'll get rid of all this. Let me get rid of all this. You see, you broke this low right there. So the YANG is telling me here that that is interesting. So China is going to rally, guys. I think China. This tells me this triple bull. You know this is telling me I think China's going to rally. Keep an eye on this because if this keeps pushing lower, obviously China's going up. You broke that low, so this should drop to 370. That looks like 5 down to me. Well, let's take another look. No, 3. So it could be this. So you get a little more downside in China, the finished C, and then you go and then you finish this sequence lower. So I think what this is telling me by seeing this little clue here, I think the catastrophic meltdown in the Hang Seng is not likely. And if someone had to force me to make a decision, I would think we're going to rally out of this, and we may see this after all, and that's got to be supportive for the world markets, right? You would think. So maybe we get this one swing lower. Now there is possibility we break the low, and then it does something like this, and then we have a catastrophic melt. So it could still do that, right? So very interesting. That's why I always look at the triple bears, because sometimes they give a clue about where the market's going. Like, are we actually gonna crash? So I bet we're not gonna crash in the Hang Seng, which is China. That's how I look at that. So if I'm short, that's the things I'd be thinking about. So hopefully I put some ideas in your head on how you want to trade that. All right, good luck. Chris, Tilray, yeah, how's that doing? Is in a recession, I guess people need to smoke a lot of weed, so I bet it's going up, right? I bet everybody's buying it because people are going to be out of work and they have nothing to do, right? Uh, that's not what's happening. Looks like we got another flat here in two, so it's got to hold this 160. So maybe one more low or a couple more. Because if I do try to do an impulse here, it looks like one, two, three, four, like five, and then you put three, then you get a bigger bounce and another low. So you really want to hold this 161, or the bullish case is negated, and then it's pretty much lights out for Tilray. It's game over. So it really has to hold this. It has to hold 160. I could be off by a swing, maybe, so, but I think it's at least has one more low, but possibly two more. Okay. Thanks for the $20, man. I appreciate that. So let me see if make sure I got everybody's. Chris and Winston, I got yours. Yeah, I'm just gonna scan through comments and wrap everything up. Congratulations on the UVXY. Someone asked me about it. Maybe it was you. I don't think so. I don't recognize the name American Dream, but whoever asked me that, they got paid because we nailed the trade almost to the penny. I think we did get it to the. I think we got that almost exact, and then it went vertical, and that's a rare. Someone said it's like a once in every 7 to 10 year trade, and I'm like, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it worked out for whoever did that. I'm pissed I didn't take that trade though. I should have took it, but whatever, it happens. Yeah, what's sound? Yeah, what's sound doing these days? Did it break down too with everything else? Where the heck do I have it? Down here. Oh, it's in my AI stocks. Yeah, see, we broke that low. So you have bear bullish divergence. So this will go lower. So I expect this low to be taken out. So I think this will become a big three-wave connector now, and it will melt down. So again, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but the chart's the chart, and then that was the line in the sand, 437. If I was trading it, I would have stopped out at 437, and it should just continue lower, and at least fill this gap, and you need three swings. So you're kind of in that last swing area. Is what I'm looking for, something like that. I'll look for PLL real quick. I see a couple people asking about that. How's our energy plays? Yeah, there we go. That's what I like to see. Those shorts paid off. Took a lot of patience, but it worked out. Worked out for the guy that kept asking me about this. So PLL, if I can find it. All right, so we tagged our buy area. All right, now is 5 in. Here we want to see divergence, so that's good. Let's look at the higher time frames. Are we in a flat or not? No, we're not. It would have been better, the monthly's okay. So, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that it's coming to an end soon. But again, the way to trade this, I don't want to bottom fish it because this could be a 1-2, 1-2, and it could just melt down and collapse. So we don't want to trade it. So the best way I think you want to trade that is wait for the break of the trend line and then the pullback. There will be a pullback and then buy the pullback. And then you could put your stop at 796. So you don't get the exact low, but the risk is a lot better, right? But here it's just you just don't know. Now you could try to buy it here and just put a stop at 778, right? 777, just put, so it's really up to you how you want to play it. But I mean, you could say it's finished, but you don't have the confirmation out yet to say it's finished. You just, my chart finally got to the target after all this time. All this time, we finally got there. So we'll see what happens with it. All right, let's take a look at let's just take a look at the market as we've been on the call real quick and see how things are going. Nikkei, let's see what where we're at with the Nikkei. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, did it revert? I told you guys don't get too excited. That may have been your short right there. That could have been it. Could be Nikkei could be toast right there. Let's look at the yen, right? Because it's obviously the yen is the rule has been dominating this market. Where do I have it? There. Yeah, A's finished, so we're pulling back in this B. Or this is a triple and it's done. So either it's A, we're getting B right now, and then we'll get C, or it's WX, YXZ. See, you have no divergence, so it could be a triple, it could be done too here. So I don't know. So, but it does look like it wants to retrace this a little bit. So that's beyond strength, right? That's been risk off. So that should be putting some pressure on the market. I think that's what we saw in the Nikkei a little bit. Then kind of push down. Now, if we could push up and push down, then changes things. And maybe the 1 is here, and then this is a connector, and 2 could come up more. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. How is our indices doing? All right, well, Dow, okay. NASDAQ. That's a pretty ugly candle right there. Hit that, bam, hit it. Hopefully, we'll see if the buyers can push through that and try to fill this gap a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if it fails here or not. Yes, looks like it could still push higher. RTA still higher, so maybe it's still more upside a little bit. How's Bitcoin doing? I bet Bitcoin can go up a little bit more. All right, just kind of taking a look at the market, guys, and seeing what I'm seeing. Looks like this forest got to go up a little bit more. All right. Meta, grand cycle, how does tech fail? Well, remember, the tech, the companies may do very well. It's just the market may be over, they may be overvalued. And remember, these prices, these PE ratios are like way out of whack with what's normal because investors have just thrown caution to the wind and paid whatever price. But now that may come back to haunt them. So Meta to me is in a 1-2 and 1-2. But I've mentioned this before. There's a lot of space here to correct. This too can go all the way. Like this is what's going to put pressure on the market, guys. But is the future bright? Sure. The future looks great. But there could be a lot of pain coming as this correction plays out. So Meta is a 1-2, 1-2 in the grand super cycle. Okay. So that's Meta. All right. Microsoft is so this Meta already had its grand super cycle correction, right? I mean, Kramer was crying on TV. You don't get that's I mean that kind of capitulation never happens. I mean that's true capitulation. I mean when you got the guys crying on TV when your stock is down, then you know that's the low. I doubt that low will ever be breached again unless the company just collapses. Now Microsoft, let's take a look at how their chart looks. I think I have that also in a more bullish count now. So a lot of, again, classic Elliott waves would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't say that because we never took the RSI peak out there. So I still think it's bullish. But again, look at all the white space that can correct. This too has a lot of room to correct. But in the big picture, I think the future is bright. Now, this could bounce and fail, right? But maybe not. Okay, I don't know. I think if these stocks do find lows in 2 and we go into their 3s, then maybe a Moon Boy plays out, right? Maybe Moon Boy plays out, or the extension in 5 plays out on the indices. But I think if we're going to get a grand super cycle crash, I bet this has to retrace basically all the way down here. And I do have 5 waves, so that's how I look at it for Microsoft, okay? So Microsoft looks okay. Meta looks okay. How's Amazon look? How's Amazon look? Amazon looks okay too, if I remember. Because it broke its high here. See, we broke that high. So, and I can't call it a flat because of how we finished this little pump right there. So this is again, it's correcting the whole thing. Look at all the white space. It can go all the way back down to 1. I mean, it's got a lot of room to correct and a lot of time to do it in. Okay, just putting that out there. But I think in the grand super cycle looks okay. But I think for now it looks like we're good. Now the collapse that people, so some people like, oh, the indices are going to collapse to the 2009 lows. Well, if that's the case, then you have to I have to force a label. I have to say that's 1, and this is like an A, B, C, and it just goes back down to like $40, right? I'll show you that. I'm going to show you that, but I don't believe in it. I'll have to say like Meta is again, it would have to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just have it labeled wrong, and then it just collapses. See, it's hard for me. That's why I don't believe in the scenario where the Dow goes all the way back down to like 6,000. Like I do believe in the indices. They could go back to like, like for tech, we go back to the October 2022 lows, is what I have, not the March 20 lows. Okay, technology, I think we go back. Sorry, not here. I think we go back to these lows, November 22. Ignore that because that's not valid yet. I think we go back here because again we lose the 5. So we can do that and keep all those stocks I showed you within their bullish counts, I think, or come close to it. That's what I think. Now the other ones like the Dow Jones and stuff, that's a different story. That's March 2020. Okay, IWM is probably coming back down to here. Okay, so different. So, but the technology is a little different. That's why I was like, okay, so I'm just showing you that. Now, some people think it's going to do this. Elliott Wave Sage does not think that. Some people do, okay? I think it's this. All right, good luck. I think gold has a more bullish sequence. Like gold's count has been holding up. Why? I don't know. I guess people feel it's more of a safe haven. Stability of the financial system's at risk. Who knows? But gold will pull back soon. I do believe gold's got one more high if it hasn't made it already, and then a big pullback, a big pullback, and then another high. And it, but silver is different. Silver, it may be in a flat that could drop quite a bit. It could be a running flat, and we fall short. Maybe it could get to 20, and put this 2 in early. Which it did on a larger degree, so it does have that personality to do that. So I'm labeling it that way because it's just the way it's playing out. So I'm going to have to label it that way. Silver also is industrial metal, like it's used in more in like products and stuff. And if the economy is going to slow down and stuff, you don't need a lot of silver, right? But gold is like gold. It's like security. It has that appeal, and central banks love it, right? And a lot of people like it. So I think gold has an appeal. But I do think in a big meltdown scenario, gold will sell off. And I do show a count where gold is selling off, but not like catastrophically. I have it, but I do have a big sell off whenever this 3 is in. Gold will have a sell off in 4. And this 4 should take as long as this 2 did, or be something of equal magnitude. All right, good luck on that. All right, so let me see here. I think I'll look at ETH. We haven't looked at that. I mean, doesn't this look like how the flat would play out, right? Just forget if this was any other chart, or not a flat, just a corrective sequence, right? Wouldn't you think it would be 3, 3, 1, 2, and lights out? Look, that's what we got. That's the same chart. Now we're on the trend line support. I told you before, we were, this happened during our video, by the way. And I was like, yeah, if we break this trend line, it's game over. And I think, did we wick through it? Yeah, we found trend line support. It's out of room. Once this trend line breaks, guys, it's coming back down to these lows and probably breaking them. I'm sorry. It's just the way the chart looks to me. I wish it was different, but I'm not gonna just give you, a permabull. Like this is and that's why I posted. As soon as I got this chart and I looked at it, I had to post online how serious the situation was and how grave. And when I posted it, we were traded at 28,000, and then like in a blink of an eye, we were down to like 2,000. Now we found the bounce, thank God, but if this is a 4, we should fail, and then we're going to meander around here a little bit before we go further. Or could it be, dare I say, a 1 2 1 2? And it's possible. I'll do one more. I'll do K. Oh, and I want to look at Pepsi. I'm very curious how Pepsi played out today. Let's go to the staples. Uh-oh, yeah, it melted down. I told that guy. Yeah. Okay, cool. We broke the high. So see, that's good. So we broke the high, but then we melted down. All right. So I'll go back to K real quick, but I want to look at Pepsi again. So to me, Pepsi is an impulse off this low. So that's good. That's good for Pepsi. And let's take a look. Yeah, I don't like this count now that I look at it. The reason I like to watch Pepsi is because it's a big clue on what could be going on in the market, and because it's such a common favorite stock. Again, I'm just trying to label this. See, this is why I still get a corrective move. I wonder if it's just a bigger corrective move in Pepsi. Yeah, I bet it's just a bigger corrective move. Something like that. Okay, I just needed to do that. All right, K, let's take a look. I don't know why we don't have it labeled. I bet it's about the race divergence. So we'll just kind of label it. So it looks pretty bullish, man. What is this? Yeah. Yeah, this one looks good. This one looks pretty good like that. Okay, good luck on that. Whoever wanted K. Yeah, J Pong. All right. So there you go, guys. And just like I always say, as a trader, you have to be able to pivot. And we got out of the market and we protected all our profit. And we always trade with the trend. We never try to top tick the market, and we didn't. So as you could see here, what we did back on the SPY, or actually it was the triple Qs, was our signal. We tried to buy the dip at 485, got stopped out. And then I posted because of the intensity across the technology market. We got out. Wave Sage took all his profits and run the cash register. While everyone else is trying to buy the dip, and I'm watching and laughing on the sidelines. And you're like, oh, we should have kept, well, we could have kept going up, and I would have been there for the ride. But at some point, you have to take profit, or you don't win at this game. And by not calling the top, what you have to do is then you can get all these gains. And everyone that followed me, we've gotten all the gains. So this year we got in at December, and we rode it and got out on July. And I'll tell you where exactly. We got out right around July here, July 19th. So pretty good. Now you may hate how I trade. You may hate I say I go up, I go down. So don't follow me. If you hate that, don't follow me. If you want to make money, you follow me. It's that simple. Everyone that's followed me has made a ton of money. And people that I think I hurt their feelings is because they're amateur. They don't understand. They just want to go to the moon. They're delusional, or they're perma bears, and that's okay. I just trade what the chart tells me. The chart is showing an intense breakdown, guys, of a major cycle. So we have to be bearish. Buying the dip here is crazy, but hey, buy the dip. I don't care. Yeah, we wanted the chart to go to the moon, but it didn't happen. We have to change, like a computer, like a robot. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't trade. Give your money to someone else to manage. You're going to lose all your money. I promise you that. If you're following people that are delusional, that are telling you it's a moon boy to the moon, just keep buying the dip, just keep holding, you're going to lose all your money. If you follow the perma bear that's going to say we're going to Dow 6,000 when we're down here and not buying, then you're going to lose all your money. But Wave Sage is telling you we're going to buy down here. We're going to, we sold when we rode this up, but once we stopped out, we knew it was time to get out, and we got out. Simple as that. Yeah, we missed a little bit. Who cares? Look at all the profit we secured. Now look at what just happened. So just think about my style of trading. But again, it's not for everybody. So if you don't like it, don't follow me. It's that simple. All right, guys, that's all I got.